We are nearly at the end of the stream, unfortunately. I think I'm going to stay with what I said, and this will be the last match of the stream. Because I have got some other stuff to do before the weekend. As I say, I'm very busy at uni. Not only am I doing this training thing, but I've got 3 quite time-lengthy assignments. Which are all quite fun, actually. They're all fun. I can't complain. I feel very lucky to be where I am. But they do take a lot of time. I'd say Brentford are very unpredictable. Any team that's sort of lingering mid-table to the bottom of the table, very unpredictable. You just never quite know what's going to happen next. It's the fun of the Championship. Other teams from around the world should be watching the Championship very carefully, because you just never know what's going to happen next. Do you know what? I'm going to give Constantino a start in this match. Get him back in the team, where he belongs. Alright, what did you think? It needs a bit of updating now. I try and, like, back then, it's because I think I've said this before, I was talking to my cousin and he was saying about how he always wants to get tips but doesn't know where to get them from. That's where the basics came from. Now I try and implement tutorials into my videos like this. Or at least I discuss what my thinking is. But that was a very fun series to do, because I honestly wasn't expecting to get those promotions, and yet I did. So I mean, I think I put a little disclaimer at the start and said I can't guarantee this will work, but if it does, then you can have a good time. And sure enough, for me at least, I had a good time. I did bust them off camera once that series finished. There was some financial restrictions put in place, but to get Fleetwood into the Championship like that, it was a lot of fun. I can't complain about Newcastle when I think about some of the other teams that have suffered over the years, but I mean, being a Newcastle fan is difficult, and I wish Arsenal fans would shut up, because they do not know, they haven't a clue what it's like to support a football team that's actually in trouble. But being a Newcastle fan is always stressful, but I imagine being like a Sunderland fan at times must be even more stressful, especially this season. The best thing that happened to Newcastle was getting relegated, because we got a really good manager who knows how to deal with players. Oh, an up-to-date version of FM17. It would be very similar. You know, very similar tactics, very similar style. The only thing that would be different would be the players signed. Obviously, the players that I did sign back then are now 3 years older. Some of them are past their prime. But I'm always looking out for the next sort of non-league gem. There are a lot of young players that I have my... That sounds weird actually if I say I have my eye on them, but you know what I mean. I'm like a mini scout at times. Like there's a guy, Alex Kawamyo, who plays for Crew. He came on as a half-time sub when Crew played Stevenage in the first game of the season, this season, and he tore us to shreds in the second half of that game. He scored, he assisted. I think he assisted twice actually. So he's one I've got my eye on when I get into the Football League. I'm going to see how good he might be. There's a lot of young Stevenage players that I would like to keep an eye on. See how they do on here. Always looking for the next best thing. And it always annoys me, like FM Scout, they're the people that I got this... Good save, Trot. They're the people I got this database from. And it really annoys me that they do these series, they do, I think it's called FM Wonder Kids, and all they talk about is players like Renato Sanchez. We all know he's good. Talk about someone that no one knows of. That's where the real gems lie. But they talk about players like Perisic for Borussia Dortmund. Everyone knows he's good. No, you know, where's the know-how? It's so frustrating. I could do a series on that and actually bring out like non-league players that no one's ever heard of, gems for the future. That's what I want to see. I don't care about players, good young players who already play for good teams. What is the diffuse challenge? I'm intrigued. Right. Come on. Overload. Yeah, I'm getting fed up with... I mean, I'm victimizing in some respects, but I'm getting fed up with a lot of people who just seem to think the Premier League is the only league in this country. And that's all they talk about. They talk about hidden gems, and it's a player that you know's been good for the last 5 years. Yeah, no links allowed in the chat. Yeah, sorry about that. In the past, people have put links to things that they shouldn't be putting links to. If you can describe what it is, that'd be cool. I'd appreciate that. But yeah, no links, I'm afraid. Right, are we not 1-0 up yet? What's going on? Losing your best centre midfielder to Getafe. Did we actually draw that nil? Right, that's it. We're playing another game. I cannot end on another 0-0 draw. So we got Lewis in 3 days' time. The aim to take a small club who were previously unplayable in an unedited game from the Vanarama National League North-South to Premier League and Well, that's not a challenge. I've taken Hatfield from level 10 of English football to the Champions League. That's a bloody challenge. And I did it in consecutive years as well. So every single... I think League 1 I went up at the... No, hang on. Yeah, I got promoted from the League 1 to the Championship. Then I got relegated back to League 1. Then I got promoted to the Championship. Then I got promoted to the Premiership. That was the only league year that I didn't get that was consecutive. Apart from that, every single season I got promoted. Once I got into the Premier League, I finished mid-table in the first season, but won the FA Cup. Second season, I got into the Champions League. Third season, I won it. That's a challenge. Vanarama National? That's not a challenge. This was on FM16 I did it on. In fact, not this week, because I'm already in this now, but next week, I could probably load up FM16 and show you that team. I probably will end with a 1-0 loss now. Maybe I should end it here, actually. Once again, my players are letting me down on camera. Honestly, they are good. Honest. They just have bad times on here. But that's an FM Scout thing. Once again, they just refuse to do non-league. It's like they're trying to hide its existence or something. Level 8. I've played Sheffield FC. See, that's a challenge. That's a real challenge. Anything below the first 2 levels of non-league is a challenge. Anything above that is a privilege. Let's be fair. Like, there's these challenges. Is it called the star challenge, whatever it is? When you got to go to 5 different countries and win their version of the top league. Something like that. Or you got to go to 5 continents and win their version of the Champions League. That's not a challenge. That's easy. Because you just pick the best team in that region and win the titles in the first season. That's not a challenge. A challenge is go to any country in the world, start in the very bottom league they have, and get all the way up to the top. That's a challenge. Western-super-Mare is another good team to start with, I guess. I have turned down an interview with them this morning, I think it was. I got that one through. That was a very easy decision to make. But I do want to go on FM Scout sometimes and just ask them about non-league teams and see if they actually have a clue. Like, the Football Republic is a channel that I'm very quickly becoming a fan of, but it's very obvious from their videos that they haven't got a clue about any team outside the Premiership. Championship at a push. Look at that, Torquay. Decline. Championship at a push, but anything below that, they just haven't got a clue. Yes, the Pentagon Challenge, that's the one. If you get promoted to League 2 and the board want you to reach the playoffs, then you've obviously got a much better squad than most of the other teams in that league. Yeah, having to lower your wages isn't so good. Because normally after a promotion people want an increase. But yeah, you want to talk about ambition and a challenge and something that you're actually going to enjoy doing. Pentagon Challenge is one of the worst in that case. I challenge anyone watching this to download the database that I've got. There's a link to it in the description if you're watching this on YouTube. And try and get as high as I've managed with my Hatfield team. So you can do the same tactics, you can sign the same players, or if they're not available because they're regens, then sign the same type of player. See if you can get as high as I have. There's no cheats whatsoever. I don't even have the in-game editor. All I changed before I started this series was the kits. That was it. The San Marino challenge. That's a good one. Although again, you're limited. That's a real challenge because you're limited by the players that are available by their nationality. So if you're struggling, you can't just go out and sign a new striker because you have to wait for someone with that nationality. That is a real challenge. That's one that... in fact, in my last save, I managed England for a while. Whilst I was manager of Hatfield, I was actually manager of both teams at the same time. And that was a challenge, waiting for good English talent to come through. I was actually signing young English players for Hatfield, so I could keep an eye on them for the England squad. Yeah, the San Marino challenge would be a good one on my CV. I'm tempted. I am tempted. I'm almost saying that it's too difficult for me, that one, because the limit is one that you can't break out of. Like here, I'm limited financially, but as I get promoted, that financial restriction gets easier. But to have to wait for someone of your nationality to become good enough to be in your national squad, yeah, that's something that it's out of your hands. That's a test for the game as well as for the player, really. Can the game produce a player that's good enough, or is it always going to be, you know, the regens are never going to quite make it? I've just seen that Moobot link that comes up. That's a lie. The last blog post I wrote was probably in the summer. I should probably remove that link, actually. Yeah. I might do a series of different challenges. People can send in challenges and I'll try them out for little short series. I think you have to first promote the San Marino club to Serie A and then go from there. If you mean club sides, I can do that. That's no problem. The difficulty is doing it with the national side. That's the challenge. But yeah, if it's just working with the club, that's doable. I can see myself doing that. Might not be instant, might take a couple of seasons, but it's doable. I think it's a bit late to try it this year. I think it's a bit late, because I'd like to sort of get stuck into... Oh, come on. I like to get stuck into a series from the beginning. It's like the first day that the game's released, I like to get stuck into it. So, I mean, now's a good time to start accumulating challenges. Anyone who wants me to do a Football Manager challenge, as long as it's not manipulating the game, you know, drop it in the comment section below on YouTube. Drop it in the chat now, and I will do my best. I'll choose the best ones first of all, probably 3 maybe, and give them a go, as well as having a series like this running alongside. I'm really making myself busy. There's a very good chance that I might not even be in the country this time next year, so yeah, that's a challenge. Look at that. Who said I'd lose 1-0 if I played one more? Whoever it is, you sir know football. You know football very well. I might start coming to you for betting advice. But there we go. That is the end of the stream, guys. A 1-0 defeat to Lewis, who are 17th in the league now. They probably were lower than that before, so that's very poor. Should not be losing to teams like that. The less said about that, the better, I would say. But as I say, that is the end of this week's stream. We'll be coming up for just under 2 hours. Not good. Very good time to end it. Promote the San Marino club to Serie A, gradually improve their youth system and training facilities, then take over the San Marino national team. Okay. I can do that. I can definitely do that. So I'll do that for FM18 then, shall we? But anyway, that is the end of tonight's stream. That is the end of this week's Football Manager stream. Be sure to check out the YouTube channel. There's still 2 more from last week that still need to go up. They'll be going up tomorrow and Sunday. And then this week's stream will be going up Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, I would say. Because what, I played 4 matches, didn't I? Or 5 matches? If it's 5 matches, it'll be every weekday. But I'll try and upload it so that it's 1 match every episode, basically. Yeah, all that leaves me to say is thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Thank you for everyone in the chat for making this exciting and interesting again. You'll be surprised the big difference between when people are chatting and when no one's chatting. There's a big difference in the quality of the stream. So thank you, everyone who has participated. Don't forget to check it out on YouTube, as I've already said. Give me a subscribe on YouTube. Give me a follow on Twitch so you'll know when I'm streaming next. Thank you once again for watching, and until next time, I will see you soon.